So I'm taking a break from my normal vlog. So instead, here are the top 10 reasons to tell you might have been born in Canada. This list is my own personal opinion, and it's really, I'm talking about if you were born in Canada, not raised in Canada. So, ways to tell. Number one, free healthcare. If you were the type that whenever you got a sore stomach, you went to the doctor, you grew up going to the dentist, free healthcare, at least from a kid's perspective, you went to the doctor all the time. Two, multiculturalism. Um, I know in some places in the world, even in Canada, it seems strange to see someone who is not the main ethnic group. But at least growing up in Canada, there was always seemed like there's always, a Chinese person or a Asian person or a Filipino person or East Indian. Being on the West Coast, it's mostly Asian, but there seems to be a ton of non-whites never seem to draw attention. Unlike in other places where it seems like being in the Philippines, seeing a non-white person in a small town raises some eyebrows sometimes, but not in Canada. Three, your childhood memories have to do with being in a car, at least at some point. Canada's big. You go to visit your grandmother, it's an hour drive. You go to school, often it's a bus ride. So often your childhood memories, going on vacation, going to school, going anywhere, almost always involves a car. Not a taxi, not a bus, not a motorbike, a car. Number four, being fat means you're poor. Like, unlike other countries which truly are poor, if you don't have money to eat, you're thin and skinny. In Canada, being fat's actually a sign that you're not eating a healthy diet, or you're eating too much, or you can't afford a gym membership, or you can't afford a personal trainer, or you have to work all the time and make bad decisions. In Canada, if you're fat, usually it means you're poor, not that you're rich and can eat a lot of food. Numbers 1, 2, 3, 5. White Spot is not a racist place. I wanted to include this. This is probably especially for British Columbia, but White Spot is a well-known restaurant with great burgers. Has nothing to do with being racist, despite what some people seem to think in Canada. I know my brother-in-law, who's Indian, thought growing up that it was only for whites, but it's just a common restaurant in Canada. Closely related to that, number 6, homo milk doesn't sound weird in Canada. What we mean by homo milk is homogenized milk, whole milk. If you go to the store, you'll often see signs saying homo milk, 4 liters, $5, right? Homo milk is just something normal. 7, you hate the words soda, foyer, roof, and beanie. Those are Americanisms. We don't say soda, we say pop. We don't say foyer, we say foyer, like it's properly pronounced. We don't say roof, we say roof. We don't say beanie, we say toque. Those are the words that growing up, those would make me angry to hear on an American television show. I would get physically angry at hearing the word soda. Now, not so much, but I really, really hated hearing those words. It still bugs me. Foyer really bugs me if I hear people talk about the foyer in their house. It's not a foyer, it's a foyer. 8, fruit is the number one snack that your parents would give you. Canada has a lot of fruit, mostly apples. Other countries, like it seems in the States, number one snack seems to be cookies. Like, I see that all the time, that kids in elementary school are often given cookies and stuff in daycares. In Canada, it seems normal. We just eat fruit. That's fruit and veg are the one of some of the main snacks kids get. Maybe not so much poorer kids, because fruit can be expensive compared to some foods, but fruit pretty well grows everywhere in Canada. Especially, I'm on the West Coast, especially apples are very, very common. Number 9, Kraft dinner, especially with hot dogs, was a great lunch. Now, in other parts of the world, it's called Kraft macaroni and cheese. In Canada, no, it's Kraft dinner. Yes, macaroni and cheese. I hear I watch American cooking shows, macaroni and cheese, and they make this huge baked casserole thing. No, I don't. I hardly ever see that. In Canada, macaroni and cheese or Kraft dinner is boxed macaroni. Often hot dogs cut into it. Often that's lunch. Yes, delicious, nutritious, well, delicious anyway. And finally, the last thing that maybe will prove that you were born in Canada, when you visit someone's house, you take your shoes off, but you leave them inside. Unlike a lot of American places where you're expected to keep your shoes on in someone's house, or Asian countries where you take your shoes off outside, in Canada it would be considered extremely disrespectful in most places to walk inside the house with your dirty shoes. But you don't leave them outside. You take them off inside the house, put them by the door, and that's where you leave them. So there we are. That's my 10 ways to tell that you were born in Canada. What do you think? I know I didn't talk a lot of things about Tim Hortons or Canadian money, but I was mostly fixing up this list from when I was a kid and thinking about that. So let me know what you think. Have a good one and catch you later. Comment down below if you have any great ideas as to other top 10 lists of how you can tell you were Canadian. Talk to you later. Bye.